Welcome mates, I'm BloodThirstyLord by Lordy, and so back on Halo Infinite highlighting some more news as 343 Industries responds to the microtransactions within Halo Infinite's multiplayer according to the latest effects of the event pass of the Fractured Tenra events. So we're going to talk about that and discuss it alongside what possibilities can be done in this very current moment to help out with your event pass as you go through it. But before we do get to this video, there's only a small percentage of mates that watch the video that are actually subscribed. Leave a like, show support, click the subscribe button to get up to date, press that join button to become a member on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. By now, all the mates and the players within the Halo community understand that the gameplay, the multiplayer experience that we currently have in Season 1 of the beta is quite fun. It's quite enjoyable, the loop is there, everything about it is perfect. There's nothing really falling short there, except for maybe some of the weapons underperforming in the damage aspect, but that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. So they can obviously fix that over time, there's no issue. But when it comes to progression through your battle pass and also progression tied to the first event ever made within Halo Infinite's multiplayer is a downer, that's for sure. Nothing's working out, there's no way to actually gain XP quick enough for your battle pass to get to level 100 or feel like you're actually progressing quick enough. They've done some changes recently which makes the challenges a little bit easier, but then there's also a downfall that your event pass challenges are now affected by that as well, because if you complete those challenges too quickly, you can't get event pass challenges, which means you can't get extra tiers or XP towards your event tracker for the Fracture Tenra events, which is just awful because getting to 30 tiers is seeming to be nearly impossible these days. So it's going to be quite interesting to talk about that because you have pretty much 3 weeks in order to play in it, and you just can't do it. Due to the fact they have 5 days remaining from now, followed by a week in February and also in January to complete this season or this event, to be able to get that samurai skin that you want at level 30, which is a demon mask followed by the sword on the belt and such. That is how you pretty much earn those items. Followed by the microtransactions happening in the store as well, which is all shake up, being items being pulled out from the battle pass or pretty much not being in the battle pass for the event tracker even, and being placed in the shop instead for microtransactions being quite heavy there. So the business practices in place for this model are a bit of out of place, and all the mates and also players in the Halo community are having outcries about this event in Reddit, in Twitter, pretty much anywhere you can complain about it, people are complaining about it because they just want to get their thoughts out there. So hopefully something can happen with 343 Industries responding to helping this in some way or fixing in some way, but we didn't really get that. Instead, we got a tweet by one of the Halo community directors at 343 Industries, Brian, and he had to say this: "Been traveling so slow to respond, but please know that constructive feedback is being heard loud and clear. Changes will take time, and our priority for this week is giving the team a much-deserved break for the holiday after a long final stretch. Thank you for understanding." This kind of works out because obviously Thanksgiving followed by the final stretch of releasing the game earlier than expected, so it's quite unstable for that. They have to take a break, but at the same cost, there's no changes happening for this event tracker immediately, like changes in the event challenges to be increased or given more often, or pretty much unlimited so you can actually finish it within this 1 week. You can't do that possibility. So any of those items that you see in the store, you have to get unless you purchase them. There'll be no other chance of getting that actual item in any other way. It has to be purchased through the shop, and alongside the battle pass, those elements connected to the event pass, you can only get them most likely in February or January when they rework the system during those seasons of that event for the Fractured Tenra event. There'll be other events coming up soon as well, which I will tie into as well, but this just seems like a awful situation to be in for 343 Industries and the Halo community by having the system in place where pretty much it hinders the player's ability to actually gain these skins quick and easy by putting time into the game that they're playing, being Halo Infinite. And that seems like a weird situation to be in for a company and a game that's actually doing pretty darn well with its play base, and people are enjoying it and new players are joining it each day. And seeing an event like this, we have such an amazing skin and you get restricted is just unfortunate. So there's not much you can do about that at this very moment. So that is pretty much 343 responding to the microtransactions and the event pass for this Halo events in Halo Infinite. And they're going to obviously try and work this out in the future aspect, but right now we're pretty much stuck with what we have, and that is unfortunate to see. So I don't feel like there'll be any players running with the demon outfit in this week of this event. It'll be most likely in January or February when they get that actual unlock, because there's no way it's happening this week. Absolutely no way. If you may still have weekly challenges based on the normal battle pass, try to use your reswaps to challenge reswaps. I believe if you do use them, there's a chance of actually getting RNG based event pass challenges selected as their reswap. So that's a possibility as well. Maybe try to do that and see if that actually works out. So you actually gain more tiers within your event pass tracker. Because you can't purchase tiers within the event tracker, you can't gain any XP any other way that goes towards that except doing those event pass challenges were connected to the Fiesta events. So the state of Halo Infinite's multiplayer when it comes to progression and also the microtransactions are all over the place. I don't know what's going over there. Hopefully it can rework it and remodel it and ship a different model for the future season, or the future events that do happen soon, like Tactical Ops, Winter Contingency, and also Cyber Showdown. They can rework that model and have that in place for that, alongside providing clarity of what the actual event pass holds and what it does initially, and then showcase it after, and then there's some shop items after. I don't feel like anyone will be complaining at that point. But when things are tied from the shop to a certain core, that's another issue as well. There just seems to be an abundance of issues because it's tied to the customization as well. And when customization is restricted from day one, there isn't much you can actually utilize or customize on your characters. And then you have to purchase items in order to be able to utilize those factors on your characters within a game that has customization in previous games. Seems to be a bit of a nuisance. So there should have been at least a base set of customizations that are lockable through gameplay or through doing challenges in-game instead, more often and easier to earn, quicker to earn, compared to just a weekly challenge to get one piece of loot that can only work in one core most likely. So that's also customization needs to be revisited alongside the models for the microtransactions and also the actual elements of the events as well. So it should be quite interesting to see what 343 Industries does do in the future and applies as a new update to the game or hotfix in the future after this event has closed. But mates, tell me your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you think about this topic, and as always mates, it is a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we go through this, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye. Road to 200k subscribers. Let's get it, mates.